When I left the cinema, having seen The Selfish Giant, I thought to myself, I have to meet the person who found these two kids. And here you are, and you've been recognised for it. You must be absolutely thrilled.
I really am. You get used to sort of not being recognised as a caster, and there's all these arguments that it's impossible to sort of thank the person, but you know, it's impossible to isolate the person that's actually responsible for finding the cast. But on a film like this, where we're quite a small crew, it's easy to stick out. So I'm so delighted. But on behalf of all casters, you know, we've got to do this more because it makes up a huge percentage of how the movie turns out. You know, whether they're fresh kids or whether they're actors that have done it for 1,000 years, it's important to recognise casting. Yeah.
So where did you find Connor and Sean? Was it auditions or?
Yeah, day one I found Connor in a school. He was just getting out of his lessons. He thought it would be a laugh to audition, and he was a complete natural. I thought he'd be too young for it, so I was kind of nervous. But Tracy and Clio loved him immediately as much as I did. That's the producer and the director. And Sean took a longer time to find because he was at a horse fair the day that I went to his school. But then he was back. It was a good area where he was in Homewood in Bradford. So I kind of went back there, and there he was. And the minute I sat with him in the school office, and he was laughing, you know, telling jokes, I knew that was our second kid. So yeah, but it came out of a long search and pretty much basing myself in Bradford, where I love. So yeah.
And you must feel great seeing them today. I mean, they look so starstruck out on the red carpet in their suits and stuff. And a lot of that's down to you. You must have felt so proud of that fact.
Yeah, I've kept, you know, when I audition kids, they have to hold up a sign that says their name and their date of birth and that kind of thing. And I've kept both their idents because I'm so sentimental about it. And I never thought that those days in Bradford would end up in a night like this, and I'm so proud of them. And they deserve it. They're extraordinary. They deserve all the recognition that they get because I was lucky to find them in quite a short space of time, but they are 2 in a million, you know.
I mean, you must be quite encouraged as well. Were you quite encouraged as well by the likes of sort of Shane Meadows, who put a lot of faith into young actors with little experience?
Absolutely, and I did actually quite a bit of research about how you keep young actors like that who've never experienced anything like a film set, or, you know, at that age I hadn't done any work. You know, they haven't done a job, and it is a job. So I did find out how Shane handled it, and he did a few mind games to keep certain people interested, you know, and some challenges like, well, if you don't want to get that costume, if you think that's too Nancy Boy, then I'll get this nice kid from down the road to come and do your part. And then Tommy Turgoose, is who I'm talking about, he kind of manned up and went for it. And we did borrow some of those techniques, you know, carrot and stick slightly. Because, you know, it's not easy, and both boys were shocked at how much work had to go into it, and they had to do horse riding lessons, and they had to learn their lines, and it's not quite as easy as it looks, you know.
I might be completely wrong about this, I hope I'm not, but are you working on the Hobbit films as well?
Yeah.
So it must be quite an exciting time for you at the moment, because obviously we've got the part 2 coming out this week.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow night to Berlin for the European film premiere. And are you going? Yay! And I'm equally proud of that. It's so different, isn't it? And yet the same casting process in a way. It's just about telling the truth on camera, a camera smaller than this one, between me and the actor, and judging it from that, you know. So very same casting process, 2 very different films.
Well, congratulations again, and maybe see you tomorrow.
Cheers.
Cheers, thank you. Cheers.